welcome back to the Life and Listings podcast. Today I have Hannah joining us. Hey, Hannah.
Hello. Thanks for having me.
So if anyone's listening in that has not met you yet, tell us a little bit about yourself, who you are, what you do.
My name is Hannah Dubin. I'm in Vancouver, Camas, Washington area. I'm just over the river from Portland, Oregon, but I don't do Portland. We're totally different areas. I have been licensed and selling for 4 years, and I love what I do. My business is very much fueled by online marketing and video, but I do a lot of old school methods as well. And I actually, when I started, I had just graduated college and I didn't know anyone here. I had relocated.
Where'd you relocate from?
So I was living in Eastern Washington prior. I was going to college. I got my finance degree. And then before that, I had lived in like Seattle suburbs area. And so now I'm down at the bottom of Washington.
So you got a finance degree and then you got your real estate license. What made you make that pivot?
So it was the final summer between college years, and I hadn't decided what I was going to do with my career. So I said, I better figure it out. I was supposed to have a finance internship, but that was COVID. That was summer 2020, and I got canceled. And so I ended up taking whatever I could to make some money and get some experience. I sold power tools in the aisle of Home Depot as a marketing internship and sales, and it was terrible. And so I just was doing some soul searching, some career searching online. I wanted to do something that didn't have a ceiling. And that was real estate. I fell upon Tom Ferry's videos, and I guess the rest is history. Here we are.
That is so funny. So you move into a new market. You decide you're going to do real estate. Where did you start?
I started with a plan. I had planned ahead maybe 3/4 of a year. During my last year of college, I was a assistant to the top selling realtor in Pullman, my college town. And I started with my plan to decide on my brokerage over here in Vancouver, Washington. And I watched tons of videos. I studied the map all the time because I didn't know where anything was. I didn't even own a home. I didn't really know anything about houses. So I just spent a lot of time learning. And I decided that open houses were going to be like that strong pillar of my business in year one.
I love the map tip because I've done that at one of my offices before. So I'm from California and I was running an office down in Beverly Hills and I didn't know anything about Beverly Hills and like downtown LA. So I remember doing the same thing, like printing out a big map. So when I was on the phone with people, I could like visually look at it and be like, okay, they're asking about here. I know I said, let me look at that. Cause like in those markets, they're expecting you to know cross street and major points of interest, right? So the mapping's like seems like such a silly point, but I feel like it's so important in any market.
It's so important. And some people would think, you're at such a disadvantage not knowing an area at all. And of course, at first I was, but I really used it to my advantage. And I took a lot of time to study the neighborhoods, find out the developers, the parks, the gossip in the neighborhood, permits, anything that's happened. Most realtors who have been here for 5, 10, 15 years, they don't go out of their way to do that. So I actually have more knowledge than them now.
Yeah. Yeah. And again, it sounds so basic, but it's not basic. It's really important for you to know, like, where are the schools, where are the stores, where, like, maybe the streets you don't want to live on, all of those different things. So digital marketing, did you have any experience doing that before you got started? Like, did you have an online presence before, or did you just, like, start at square one?
No, I started from nothing. And it's actually funny. You can still scroll back if you want to scroll for a long time. You can scroll back and see me before I was a realtor. And I wasn't on social media at all. Wasn't really a big fan. I don't think I would be, personally, if I wasn't in this profession, I probably wouldn't be on social media as much as I am. But I made a pretty distinct switch. And I said, I've got to get on there. Tom Ferry says I have to make videos. And he's not wrong. So I did videos since day one. And it's really just been snowballing since then. And now we have a pretty good following here in Clark County.
Yeah. So did you get started kind of just shooting video with your phone? Like, tell me the progression of like where you started day one with your video content. Because I know a lot of agents struggle with getting started. And then tell me where you're at now.
So my actual day one is hilarious. It was the end of my college year, but I hadn't moved yet. So I hadn't announced my career as a realtor, and I I couldn't start because I wasn't living where I was going to sell. And so my transition was, in order to get people used to me being on video and doing stuff, I'm going to make cooking videos because I like to cook. And so I made cooking videos in my college apartment, and they were really bad. I had a camera, I had an inexpensive lens, the lighting was bad, the audio was bad. So that's actually where I started.
I
And then
actually love that. So, okay, you know that you want to start getting into this for real estate.
mhm,
Start with something that you really know and you like to
yeah,
get like your audience warmed up, but probably more so you.
yeah. Oh yeah, it was for me as well.
Yeah.
It was just fun. It was, and I guess it was 2021, so it was COVID. People were still inside. They enjoyed watching them, I think. And then, I did a lot of phone videos when I started to. I still do some videos on my phone. iPhones have great cameras now.
Yeah.
And I just slowly but surely tried to up my skills. I did learn how to edit a little bit myself as well. I'm not a great editor, but I thought it was important to know how it works. I think that skill serves me really well. And then now I have a videographer I have on retainer that I use once a month, and we go shoot a couple videos and put them out to the world.
So do you like batch all of your content on one day, or what does your process look like for the videos you put out?
I do. So I have 2 bashing days a month. I do one in the office where I sit on my green couch or my brown chair and I just talking head video. It's very informational, requires a lot of research. It seems to resonate with those analytical types because that's what I talk about in the video. And I usually get 3 to 6 videos out of that. And then my other day, I go out with my videographer. We go on site. We're either doing interviews, we're doing a new construction tour, we're doing a tour of a neighborhood, something like that. And we do 2 videos per month.
Nice.
Mhm.
So you also mentioned that you also practice some old school methods. So what are some of the old school methods that you're utilizing to grow your business?
Yeah. I think it's important to be well rounded and not just have one lead source. And I see people fall into that trap these days. They only want to be about Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, but you really do have to be well rounded. I'm in my CRM every morning in my follow up calling people and texting people. That I think, that's old school for a lot of people these days. We do mail every month to stay in front of people. I'll go to listing appointments sometimes, and people will have our postcards on the kitchen counter.
Love it.
And so I know that's one of the things that's reminding them. And I door knock. I like to door knock. We will door knock for all of our open houses and invite people personally. We send out letters. So those are some
Yeah.
of the old school things we do.
I do think it's really important to be well-rounded and not put all of your eggs in one basket, because right
Yep.
now it's January and all the headlines right now is that TikTok is going to be no longer. And if you
Yeah.
put all of your eggs in the TikTok basket,
Yeah.
you would be out of luck if that actually did come to fruition. So it is
Totally.
important that you're door knocking and you're making calls and you're active on social media so you can kind of have a well-rounded business. So if something happens, you're not out of luck.
Yeah. I
So
think that all the time.
yeah, I mean, so tell me a little bit, if you were to start all over again, because there's so many agents out there that are doing the same thing. They want to get started with video, they want to get started with their online presence. Where would you tell them to start?
I would say just start with a schedule and, hold yourself accountable to being consistent with getting a video out every week or twice a week or whatever it is. I'm the most consistent person in my market. I can say it with absolute certainty. And it's part of the reason why I've won so big. Most people, they ebb and they flow with their life or however they feel. And I'm just more regimented than that. If newer agents, newer to video, if they can do that, they're going to get a good momentum.
And I think to piggyback on that too, where I see a lot of agents drop off with their consistency is, yes, there's a lot to do with like, I don't feel like putting content out today, right? Like I'm like, yeah, I don't know what it is. One thing you can do is by doing like batching content can be helpful, just to have all of those, have 10
Yeah.
videos in your pocket. So if you're not feeling good or you got sick or whatever, you have all the videos to go out. But I think having that schedule ahead of time and not feeling like you have to show up on video like live every day
Oh, yes.
is so unbelievably helpful. And then where I also see it is agents make a lot of content. They get really busy. Now they get a bunch of deals. So now their videos fall off because they don't have time to continue doing it. And then all of a sudden their deals taper off. So like that consistency makes your actual business, your income stay consistent too.
Yeah. Recording videos is a complete commitment for me. And I see most agents treat it as if it's an extracurricular. And for me, it's my income source. So it's non-negotiable. I'm far from perfect. And I have so many videos out there where I'm like, I've got acne, my makeup looks bad, my outfit's weird. I had one filming day where my hair was really oily and I almost canceled it because it looked so bad. I didn't cancel it. I just did it because I committed. I upload the videos and I get a hater that comments and is like, looks like you poured cooking oil on your hair.
Oh,
And I was like, gosh, he's kind of right. But you know what? I'm just a human.
right.
I'm not perfect. So it's still up there today. I deleted the comment and it is what it is. And I continue to win. I'm the number 2 agent in our market right now.
Yeah.
So
Because we are real people. Like I just got off another podcast episode and he was mentioning something about his office space and blah, 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 and how he's upgraded. And I was like, I should do like a real life video. This is a basement office. Like
yeah.
there's no window. There
Yeah.
is nothing fancy about it. Like if I would actually show you what was going on, but just what's perceived is a little bit different than what is actually happening. So
Yep.
I think consistency is great. So you would say make a schedule, make sure you actually consistently do it. Would you say to hire a videographer right off the bat or just figure out like teach yourself the editing skills and like shoot them yourself to start?
I'm a fan of doing it yourself to start. You don't have to stay there forever, but it helps you appreciate all that goes into it. And you can see how valuable that videographer service is. It's pretty easy to shoot your own stuff. Honestly, if you have an iPhone camera, that's a great camera. You can pay $150, $200 just for the edit and save yourself some money and still get a great result.
Yeah. That's a great. I kind of think that goes with almost anything, right? If you at least have a basic understanding of what you're paying someone else to do, you're going to have more appreciation for it.
Yes.
You're going to have better communication with whoever you hire. And then you're also going to understand what you're asking for. Like,
exactly.
I want it to be like blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
If you've never done it before, it's a harder thing to like communicate.
Yeah.
Once you've done it, you're like, oh yeah, I've, even at a basic level, I've done these basic edits or I've shot with my iPhone. Now I can upgrade because I'm doing more deals. I can hire a videographer to come batch stuff. Twice a month or whatever. This is great. So I'm going to pivot a little bit. Hannah, what is your superpower?
I think my superpower really that's shined the last couple of years is connecting with people through video and giving them the information they need that no one else is giving them, but also being warm, friendly, and just inviting.
Do you feel like that just came naturally or is it something you've learned over time?
I've definitely learned it over time. I think I've gotten better at it. One may say I have a little bit of it naturally, but it's something I'm always working on.
Yeah. Do you watch your analytics or is like come up with, you watch like your videos questions and then like change your content? Or how do you kind of make sure that how do you know you're connecting with the person on the other screen?
I'm always looking at the analytics to see what catches people's eye. It tends to be, unfortunately, that a lot of the negative or like doom and gloom type headings catch people's eyes. I try not to do those too much. And I'm listening to the people that call and email us leads and our clients. What are their questions? What do they want to know? What's important to them? Yeah. And then we put that content out there.
That's great. And then probably feedback too when they call, right? Like, hey, I'm calling off of XYZ video because of blah, blah, blah. Like you shared this statement about this and it really like, hooked me on using you as an agent.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I like I'm utilizing the questions that my current clients are asking because I know that other people are probably wondering or asking the exact same thing out there in the world.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly it.
Well, Hannah, if this has been great. I feel like there's so many different people, whether you're an agent or an entrepreneur or you just want to get out there and like work on your digital presence. You're going to get so much value from it. If anybody wants to just follow you on social media, go check out your videos and scroll back down to the OG Hannah. Where's the best place to send them to?
You can find me on Instagram, my name at Hannah Dubin, and happy to connect there.
Perfect. Well, thank you so much for joining us today and have a great day.
Thanks for having me, Jennifer.